I would say, I mean, of course the public funding could be good to start off things, to get new ventures going, but it could also be a way of not rethink in a modern way. Like, I mean, we have a financial system where you find new ways of actually selling things. So if you lean back on, rely on public funding, I think that could be a very not so progressive way of thinking. Now I'll speak very much about the Swedish view. Okay. In Sweden we combine a lot of different businesses in one area called the creative industries. And I think it's good in one way because we put focusing on it, but it's very different to work with fashion and design, for instance, or music with design. So that could be a problem just talking about creative industries. I would say all industries are creative, so why not involve like design into engineering or design into heavy industry? I think first of all we have to thank our history of having good resources. Good resources was the start of having an industry, and then we have very good engineers back in the time creating quite large companies like Ericsson, IKEA, Volvo, Saab and so on. So as a designer today there is knowledge about industry, so being an industry designer in Sweden is quite a good atmosphere. Yeah. Yeah, there is still something you need to convince people that design is not about. I think all can agree that design is about passion and it's about shape and colors and all those things. But then to say that design is also about functionality, I get so upset when people say we're working with design but we also should do functional stuff. And the last thing is that design should also be financially good for the market or the companies that we work for. That's also a thing that annoys me, that we're talking about design, we should work with design, but it's also should sell. I think it's better to actually design things that people want. I think the school or the school system, now I'm maybe talking about Sweden again because that's what I've experienced myself, that we're not involved in different disciplines in the design schools so much. It's very much a secluded education where you explore aesthetics rather than exploring user and the market and industries. So I mean, at the university you have all these different disciplines, so why don't you work more over the borders, which you do when you work as a designer? Yeah, it maybe sounds a bit harsh, or to be the lawyer or the user, but I think that's kind of a good metaphor, because there is actually, it's so much more than giving a shape. We still hear that companies are ordering design sketches rather than actually involve the designer to see opportunities, understand the user, and be part of the process all the way, and not letting go if the production facility says we need to mold this tomorrow, but then the designers need to be there and say it's not really working yet. You need to sit in a chair in a comfortable way. So I see it as protect the rights for the user from the start to the end.